Good morning, everyone, especially to you, ma'am. This is Charlene Prieto, and I will be the one to discuss the intensity and interference patterns. To formally start our discussion, allow me to present to you our learning objectives. First, explore the concept of interference in wave patterns. And next, understand the rule of intensity in shaping interference pattern. Now, what is interference? Imagine throwing two pebbles in a can pan, each creating ripples. Now, what happens when those ripples collide? This collision, this interaction is what we refer to as interference. This interference occurs when the peaks of one ripple align with the peaks of another, reinforcing each other and creating larger waves. Conversely, if a peak align with a trough, they can cancel out each other, resulting in smaller or no waves. This phenomenon of overlapping and interacting waves is what we describe as interference. In short, interference is the interaction of waves where they either reinforce or cancel each other out when they are overlapped. Now, there are two types of interference, the constructive and destructive interference. In interference, waves can either collaborate or clash. When waves align in the crest, reinforcing each other, that's the time constructive interference occur, creating stronger and amplified waves. Conversely, when waves oppose each other, leading to cancellation, destructive interference occur. It is where the waves diminish or even vanish. Now, let's move on to the rule of intensity in interference. But before that, what is intensity first? Well, intensity, it is the power per unit area carried by a wave. Intensity, it is the invisible force influencing how these waves interact and collaborate or cancel each other out. If the intensity is high, it leads to have a bigger interference. And if the intensity is low, it leads to small interference. In short, they are directly proportional. Next, we have the factors affecting intensity, which are the wavelength, amplitude, and distance. We know that wavelength is a distance between trough to trough and crest to crest, while the amplitude, it is the maximum displacement of the wave, and the distance, it is the separation of the 2 points. Those are the factors holding sway over intensity. Changes in these elements reshape interference patterns, offering a dynamic interplay that defines the character of the waves. Now, what is the relationship between intensity and amplitude? As what I have said earlier, the intensity, it is the invisible force influencing how waves interact and collaborate, while amplitude, it is the highest displacement of the wave. Now, the relationship between the two is that the intensity will surely affect the amplitude of the waves. The higher the intensity, the higher the amplitude will create. And that would be all for the topic intensity in interference patterns. Once again, this is Charlene Prieto.